Okay, hello and welcome. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the disclaimers of Wounded Healers Institute and be mindful of the fact that we are an educational institute and that I am a PhD. I currently hold licensures in substance abuse counseling and also licensed mental health. And I also, as a PhD, educate people on my work and on concepts and life in general, of which people can interpret as much as they need or want to. And I try to be as explicit as I can with my language and the use of language, but it also can be misconstrued in different ways and used um, for whatever reason that people want to use it for. Um, what I am teaching on is going to be, and if not already is, a hot button topic historically and currently. So, the reality of what it is that I am talking about is relevant to a lot of people, and my hope is that people could find help with it or helpful information that helps them lead and live a different kind of life. The wounded healers as a metaphor is older than Carl Jung. Um, for those who know the history of psychology, and the wounded healer goes back to Greek times and even into Chinese and Asian history and literature and culture. So the idea is that people who have been there and have come back have a certain wisdom that others who have not had their bubble burst or have not had their um, innocence lost through various different means and different levels of what that means. I am more qualitative in my language and much more um, um, symbolic in the use of language, but then there's times where it is very literal, and I choose my words as carefully as I can. If there is any misunderstanding, my hope is that the channel here that I am creating is something that people can feel comfortable to be able to share about. I also talk about drugs and give no advice. Um, I do teach self-medication, meaning that I teach about stages of consciousness and awareness and things that drugs do to those. Though the drugs that I am talking about are legal, and they are also illegal, meaning that there are different types of drugs like psychedelics that are legal and there are some that are illegal. It doesn't really matter to me because they are all producing changes in states of consciousness, of which they are using the memory systems for, of which I am an expert at. My research is, about trauma, dissociation, and addiction, and a wide range of what that means. And my work cataloged, or at least categorizes, and gives a case conceptualization and formulation of how we can see a much broader spectrum of addiction and dissociation and trauma. And so a lot of people are coming into an awareness about their traumas, and I want to be respectful of that. My work generally can confuse people because we are talking about things that aren't there, like dissociation. We are talking about things that have impacted people's lives, like addiction and trauma. So when you are listening, this disclaimer is meant to be a broad stroke of be mindful of the different levels of you, the different um, layers to you, and how those are interacting, past, present, and future. Meaning that the who you've been, who you are, and who you are becoming is something that I would want people to be able to recognized as being talked to in that level. So when we are talking into a dissociative kind of understanding, we are talking into, and we can call it altered states of consciousness, but it's really just a different state of consciousness. Altered means it's, not real, but it is very real for those who are in it. And my research points to how that is a bodily experience rather than a out of your mind. Your mind is actually turned off and your body is experiencing it. So the highway that we are in is really our body when we're high. And so, or we're in an altered state of consciousness or in a different state of consciousness. Again. So listening to some of the music that I produce is, very trance-like, and I get into a dissociative state when I produce music. And from there is a healing state of which the energy that is the music is, a healing experience. I play with tunings and I play with, healing modalities, healing and sound, um, sound work, breath work, meditation, conscious awareness. So if these things feel comfortable and or familiar with you, then I would say proceed. If you have more cautionary things that you would like to discuss, my contact information is available, and you can book a consultation with me to kind of hear more about these things, or really just kind of follow my work. That's available for free at the woundedhealersinstitute.org. And namely, that's about it. We give no recommendations for what people should do in their life. We make suggestions. People are adults. They can make their own decisions. If they can't, then talking to me in a consultation would be required, in the sense that I can help you find out whether or not who is driving, your adult or your inner children. So if you want to go further into the realities that my work highlights, and the line that I am drawing professionally and personally as to what is normal and what is pathological, and or what is considered a disorder. So I look forward to hopefully meeting you on this journey as I launch this business of Wounded Healers Institute and my academic research, and to create a better, a better conversation, because we need to have it. So disclaimer, be an adult, 21 rules, one will do. The one rule is, you already know it.